Welcome to Inside the Artist's Mind with your hosts, Jay Harmon and Sally Bernard. Jay and Sally have always wondered what the inspiration is that drives others to create and express their art. Inside the Artist's Mind, we'll dive into the mind of the artist and teach us more than we ever knew. Enjoy the show!
Hello and welcome to Inside the Artist's Mind. This is the show where we talk to creative people about what they do, where they get their inspirations, how they formulate it, and what the finished product is and how they have accomplished that. And we love to talk to creative people, and that's what we do every week. And my name is Jay Harmon, and this is Sally Bernard.
And I can't wait for our guest to tell us your story.
Today our special guest is Cassandra Joseph, and she has quite a story about what her history and what she is doing now. She's had quite a career. So if I can just ask you, Cassandra, if you could just tell us a little bit about how you got into doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much, and good afternoon, and thank you for having me on your show. It was my major in college was criminal justice. I knew that I wanted to do something in that realm, but I wasn't quite sure what. There was a career fair at my college in my senior year, October of a few years ago, and a gentleman was there from the FBI, and he was recruiting. And I just happened to fill out an application. I did it in pencil because I saw it later, and it was the most unprofessional little thing, but that was in October, and then I graduated from college in May. And then in June, my neighbors came running over to my house, and they said, "Oh my God, the FBI just left here." And I said, "What did you do? What happened?" And they said, "No, they were here for you. They were doing your background investigation." And in like another 30 days, I got a letter to come down to Washington, D.C. and start my career at a whopping $9,800 a year as a clerk typist. My mother always told me you can find a job if you can type. So she made sure that I did typing. So I was so excited because when I got out of college, I didn't want to go back home. I was from like a little town in Jersey. So going to D.C. really was an exciting thing for me.
So you've had an amazing career. Can I ask you, how old were you when you went to the fair?
I was 20 years old.
And it's all been uphill since then, I'm sure.
It has been definitely uphill.
Beautiful.
And I was typing one day, and then I started reading what I was typing, and there was a gentleman that I was an agent in the office, and it said something about you get to follow people and from different countries in a car. You had a badge, but you didn't have a gun. And I said, wow, I could do that. I could really do that. And but I had just started working, and he said, well, you have to work here a year first before you could be considered. So I did my year, and I put in for that particular position and got hired, and then was shipped off to New York City, which was great because I'm from New Jersey anyway. And that's where my investigative juices really started flowing. And then at that time, I took the new agents exam. I was only like 21, 22. I had passed it, but I wasn't mentally ready for that. I was happy with what I was doing. And I stayed in New York about 3 years, and then they opened up an office in Philadelphia. I transferred there, and then was doing some interesting things for the FBI, and then got to the point where I needed a change. And I knew I had taken the test, the agent's exam, a few years back. And so already being an on-board employee, I reinitiated that process and got myself in shape and headed off to Quantico, the FBI Training Academy, and did 12 weeks there. I was one of 4 women in the class. The rest were gentlemen.
Wow.
And you know, it's 3 areas that you're tested in. You're tested in firearms training, you're tested in your physical fitness, and you are tested academically. And at that time in the academy, if you failed 2 tests, they sent you home. And failure, can you guess what the number was for the test? If you failed, give me the number that you think the standard was. What number?
Of a passing grade?
Yes.
I would say, out of 100, I would say, for the FBI, I would say 85.
You are exactly right. 80.
I never mention my show, but I'm also a psychic and a medium. Okay.
You read her mind.
Yeah, 84.
No, I
84
knew-
was failing.
I had a real estate license, but I think it was little bit lower for that.
Okay,
So I had
yes.
some idea.
So yes, 84 was failing. So you had to study and pass because that was your
Right.
job. So so everything worked out well, and then they gave me my choices. You had 56 field offices. They gave you 3 choices. Every time they asked me, I said Miami, 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 and because
Those are your 3 choices?
those were my 3 choices because my present from my parents for graduating college was a trip to the Bahamas, and I loved it there. So I said, okay, Miami is real close to the Bahamas. So and another reason was because the Miami division is the 5th largest division in the FBI, and they didn't have any black female special agents in that office
I
whatsoever.
have to ask you, I want you to talk because your story is absolutely fascinating. Did your parents have any idea that this is what you might have in mind for you?
Well, because I was an only child, I really wanted to go into the military, but my mother, she was fearful of that, so she didn't want me to do that. So when I told them about the FBI, they were like, okay.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah. They were like, you got a job and a pension and benefits. They were, they were
Yes,
happy. And I
right.
was happy because it was my field. It was what I went to school for.
Right.
So, and I was excited because you don't do the same thing every day. So you just never know what your day may entail. So that's one of the major things that I loved about the career. You could go in thinking you're going to be at your desk doing paperwork all day, and then something comes up like 9/11, which really changed the entire course.
Were you involved with the FBI at that time in 9/11?
Yeah, I started in 1981, and
you were
I
there.
retired in 2011. So yes, I was there. I actually know exactly where I was. I was at a meeting at the Broward Sheriff's Office, and then somebody said the towers fell down, and it just didn't compute because I'm from New Jersey, and I'm like, what do you mean the tower fell down?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And then when you actually saw it, but yes, that was the course that really changed the bureaus, because a lot of those pilots that flew into those buildings, they were training down here in South Florida.
Yes, they were. Yes, they
And,
were,
That's
locally.
correct. Yeah.
They
Well,
were.
correct. I'm telling you. Too.
They were training here in South Florida, and they were training on how to take off,
Right.
but they didn't care how they landed.
Of course.
Yeah.
But nobody put 2 and 2 together because they knew they weren't going to
Wow.
land
Right.
ever.
So,
Yeah, I'll tell you, I would never have thought of you as an FBI agent. You
Most
know,
people
it
don't.
just does not.
They said, you don't look like an FBI.
No.
I said, well, what's one look like?
So I'm sure
I know.
undercover work was in your.
It was. It always has been. I have a Florida private investigator license, a C license, so it's always there. I'm always looking around, and
Yeah.
I
It never
can't.
leaves you. Right?
It doesn't.
Of course, no, I
It
know
doesn't.
that, I know
It's
that,
kind of
yeah.
ingrained.
Yeah. So let's transition a little bit until up from FBI. Then what was the next step?
Well, you can't do it forever, so you have to prepare. So
But you were many years. You
yeah, for 31
mentioned.
years.
31 years.
31 years.
Yes. So I looked at other things that were of interest to me, and real estate was very much of interest. So I got my broker's license in preparation for retirement, and then I got a life and health insurance license. I have my private investigator license. I'm an independent travel agent. I do a little event planning.
Wow.
I like to keep busy,
Yeah, I
and
guess.
sometimes I get bored, so I like to have
I was going to say,
different things to do.
it was so different from what you're doing. So I can imagine sometimes
Yeah.
where someone else would say, oh, this is so exciting. Not that I had a real estate license myself, but compared to what you must have gone through and done and seen.
Well, I also have, I'm part owner of a sheet company. Every night we sleep on a fitted sheet,
Oh my
right?
God, yes.
Oh.
Well, that was, most people don't know, but that was designed by a black woman in 1959. Bertha Verman was her name. She got it patented and everything. So my business partner has created a top fitted sheet, the flat sheet that you, so we have a top fitted sheet. So, so we're promoting that now. So it's just a lot of things going on. And, we're looking at Bed Bath & Beyond. They're coming back as
How
a
about
brick.
Shark Tank in your future? I watch that all the time.
She doesn't want to give away that
Oh,
big
okay.
portion. And it's good.
Well, they
we
sometimes take a small amount.
Well, we're working with a major manufacturer right now with an exclusive agreement, so we're very hopeful.
Okay.
And then she can still maintain the ownership,
Right.
the
And
majority
I see
ownership
that too, yeah.
of her
Right.
of her company. Yes. So yes, those are the things. And then I have my public service organizations. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I've been a member for 45 years now.
Wow.
And we are a public service organization that gives back to the community. We have chapters all over the world, women involved in that. And then a group of us within that organization created our own foundation, which is called the CORE Foundation, Community Organization for Resources and Equity. And every year we have a fundraiser where we give away, with a car raffle, a brand new car. So this year, and the tickets are right here, this year we're giving away a 2024 Honda Accord or CRV, depending whatever the winner would like. The second place prize is a trip for two on Virgin Cruises. And the third place prize is a 65-inch color TV. May I tell about the fundraiser?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if your organization, or if an individual organization, foundation, church group, youth group, anybody, or you're having a family reunion, you need to raise money, or a high school reunion, these tickets are wonderful because it's a no-cost fundraiser. Each ticket is $20. So how it works, just say you get 100 tickets for your organization. That $20 times 100 is $2,000. Well, your group would get to keep $1,000. You would give me back $1,000 and the ticket stubs. And then we pick the winner on our yacht cruise, which is on December 7th here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. At that time, Holman Honda representatives will be on the yacht. They normally pick the ticket in front of everybody. You don't have to be present to win. So it is a wonderful opportunity to fundraise.
How do they get hold of you?
Yes, you can just send me a text.
Yeah, 'cause
Send
I'm
me a
sure a lot of-
text that says car raffle, and I'll get right back to you. And I can be texted at area code 954-258-1959.
Which is on the screen right now, so anybody that maybe wants to
So
take a
copy
picture of
that
the
down
screen,
because
yeah.
you could win a car.
Yes, and you don't have to be present to win. The young lady that won last year, she was from Mississippi, and she came down and picked up her car. The only thing that you have to pay is the taxes. And if you're out of state, there's a transfer fee. But I guarantee, if you're going to be winning almost a $30,000 car, you're not going to mind paying those little
No,
taxes
absolutely no.
and transfer fees. So we raise money to give away money, and we do that with the Ada Nu Education Foundation, which is under the umbrella of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, the Ada Nu chapter, which is the group of men who just give back to the community and youth through all their fundraising efforts and service projects.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. I have a question for you regarding going back to the FBI. When you first started, you mentioned that there were 4, since you deal a lot with women, and you are a woman, and I am too, you said that there was only like 4 women at that point. So over the years, how did that change? You must have seen many more women come through.
So when I said there were 4 women in my class.
Oh, okay.
I was in New Agents Class 89-4.
Okay.
At that time in the FBI, there were maybe only 100 black women agents throughout the entire bureau out of nearly 10,000. So, and today, I don't think I don't know the exact numbers,
Right.
but we're probably only around 200 black females in
Really?
the FBI.
So
Really?
it
Still?
hasn't changed. I
hasn't-
thought you were going to come up with a much larger number.
You have to understand, a lot of people don't want to transfer. They don't want to leave their families.
Right.
So
yes,
you-
there's a lot of, right, I do understand that.
But there are some that don't mind doing that. So,
But over the years, it did, it
Oh,
grew
a little bit,
right.
yes. But
not
the-
as much as I would have thought.
but it is a wonderful career for women, and if you're bilingual or you have some special, and that's what I loved about the Bureau, because they covered like 350 different federal violations. There's something for everyone. So if you are in the medical field, we have a lab, that you can work in, and police agencies all across the country send their stuff to the FBI lab for processing. If you're into fingerprinting, there's something for
Something
everyone.
everybody.
Wow,
yes.
is being bilingual a requirement?
It is not a requirement. Obviously, if you are, it's a great plus. The Bureau has always been big on, hiring attorneys, hiring accountants, because obviously the bad guys, they're trying to get money that they haven't really earned, so you got to count all those things up. But you could have a multitude of different type of talents. Some people come in as polygraphers, because we need polygraphers. That's why it's something for everyone. So if you have a specific niche that you think the Bureau might, just go to FBIjobs.gov, and all the jobs are listed there for all over the country. There are jobs that you can get outside of the country and working in embassies. And,
And what are the age requirements for that?
you have to be an agent on or before your 37th birthday, because you need to do the 20-year pension requirement. So 57, it's a wrap. You could stay longer, but it's rare circumstances you would have to be given a special commendation by the director. There's some skill that you have that the Bureau thinks that you need to stay a little bit longer. But you can come in at 18 and do other things in a professional support capacity, which I did as a typist back then. But they've given them all new names.
Oh,
Yes.
well, that's
yes.
So many questions. I can't think of something. I mean, your life has been so interesting.
I know.
So I'm thinking of something.
You've had such a.
I'm not often lost for words, right?
Yeah,
We could use some psychics
Right,
sometimes.
yes, I actually, when I spoke with you, I was thinking of.
Yeah, I wonder if
used
the
to watch-
FBI,
Did you?
if the FBI can use psychics.
Well, they do, because I mean, how
Do they?
obviously TV programs are not necessarily factual, but the medium was on for many years.
I know.
and
Remember the young lady in Aruba disappeared, Natalie Holloway?
Oh, I followed that.
They,
I
they
followed
brought in
many-
psychics
yeah.
for
Did they?
that.
I used to listen to Nancy Grace all the time.
Oh,
She was- I
yes,
love
yes.
that. Yeah, I love that.
I don't know that the Bureau brought in the psychics, but I know law enforcement has psychics.
Because both of
down.
those are my interests. I love law enforcement, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing. So
Yeah,
should
yeah. You're
somehow
another one
combine the
who
two.
has multiple interests and
Yes, I do. Yeah,
and
yeah,
things. So
yeah.
So yes, it has been, but I still have a lot of things on my
So
bucket list.
I got an interesting question for
Yes.
myself anyway. So they are actually with psychics now. They're finding it more acceptable, I'm going to say the word is.
Some law enforcement entities, I can't speak for the Bureau,
right.
but I know
overall.
that there are some that if you came in and said, I had something in my mind is telling me about a particular crime that was committed, they would listen.
Yes, yes.
They have nothing to lose by investigating what you might come up with.
See, I get premonitions sometimes, which I will tell my friends, but the problem here is that I'm not sure where it's going to be. I can see something,
Right.
but I don't get the exact address.
Place,
And I'm
gotcha.
thinking, who in the world would I tell? Even if I tell someone, are they going to believe me? It could be 8 years down the road, or it could be tomorrow.
Oh, I
It could
see.
be the next day.
You just
so
don't
there,
know.
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
I do get premonitions,
Okay.
which they know here. Yeah. Well, I did with the carpet just then. yeah. But it's
Yes,
very
yes.
interesting. I'm
It
glad they
is.
do
It is.
yeah.
I'm glad I made that choice, because it's not. It might have been a Secret Service, but the Bureau snatched me up quicker. So
Right,
But I'm
right.
grateful.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to cut to a commercial, and we will be right back. I hope you're enjoying the show.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
A true story, Call Me Zena, is the telling of Sally Bernard. Born in London, England at the end of the Second World War, she came into the U.S. in 1979. A mother of 2 and a grandmother of 4, she settled in Florida and worked in real estate. While going through a difficult time in her life, she was admitted into a hospital overnight in December of 2005. While settling back into her life, she began having vivid dreams and documenting them. By the 3rd dream, a lady gave her a message to draw. With no artistic background or interest into art or history, Sally listened to her dreams and grabbed a paper and crayons. Today, she has over 150 pieces of inspiring art and poetry. This book follows her journey and interpretations of these messages. She describes in detail how she is able to astral a project and who she has met along her travels, including her spirit guides. This book will show you how anything is possible with an open mind. These events have changed Sally's life and direction, and this book will show you how to change yours. Purchase Call Me Zena on Amazon today, authorhouse.com and amazon.com.
Welcome back to Inside the Artist's Mind with Jay Harmon and Sally Bernard. To be a part of the conversation, call 888-994-4995, Studio A. Now back to the show.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Welcome back to Inside the Artist's Mind with Jay Harmon and Sally Bernard. To be a part of the conversation, call 888-994-4995, Studio A. Now back to the show.
Hi, and welcome back. We're really excited about our conversation with Cassandra. That was
Wasn't she interesting? Because I love law and I love anything to do with law. So the FBI to me was absolutely fascinating. Unfortunately, she had another appointment. So you have Jay and I right now. So
she had to leave, but it was great getting to know her.
Fascinating lady, and all those years that she'd spent
in
with
the FBI.
Yeah. Now she's doing a number of other things.
And now, you know, this is, I love talking to creative, busy people who love to do that, and that's why I hope that everybody out there, if you are creative and you create whatever it is you do, if it be in art or music or performance or culinary or however you like to create things, if you would like to be on our show and come here and talk about what you create and how the process is to create it, we would love to talk to you.
And it's fascinating because out of what anybody does, if you think about it, it's creative. Even what this lady did with Cassandra with the FBI, it's artists. I mean, it takes thought. You have to how it came about.
It does. It takes takes a process, a creative process to do these
and
things.
It's funny because when we first started our show, which we're coming up to like 4 months already now,
4 or 5, yeah.
I thought it was just going to be artists as painters, as we both are too. But no, we've had a lot of
we have so many people who are creative, and and don't think just because you're not an artist or a musician or something that you're not creative. Think of what you do. I mean, you might be doing something that is really creative, and you never really thought of it that way. And
so how they can call into the studio? Actually,
you can call the studio at 1-888 or 888-994-4995.
Studio A. Right.
Studio A.
And just maybe they could just
you can call in and just let us know that you are interested in talking to us on our show, and we'd be more than happy to have you on.
So anybody out there that wants to be on our show, give us a call anytime.
That's what we're here for. We're here every week. And,
I say anytime, probably up to 6 or 7
and
o'clock.
It's every Friday afternoon is when we're live, but we can talk to you anytime. So give us a call, and we'd love to talk to you.
We'll see you this time
have a
next
nice day. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Inside the Artist's Mind. We hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week as we explore more about the artist's passions and inspirations.